I'm NBC Palm Springs contributor Stephen Henke, and bringing you DAP Health's 40th anniversary gala. 40 years of protecting and expanding healthcare access right here in our community. Of course, it's called the Chase, or the Steve Chase Humanitarian Awards. Stay with us tonight. We're going to be talking to community members that have been supporting DAP Health during its 40-year history, and we'll be talking to some other members of the DAP Health's team about the work they're doing and the work they've done over the last 40 years. So we're here with tonight's chair, of course, board member Kevin Bass. Kevin, 40 years of protecting and expanding healthcare access, and you've been here for a lot of those years. What does tonight mean to you?
You know, we're going to take some time tonight and look back at the past, but it's really about the future. Taking everything we've learned over the last 40 years and now applying it to the next 40 years and the next 40 years and the next 40 years.
Is there a moment this evening that you're looking forward to the most? You've been planning this event for almost 12 months.
Yes, 12 months is correct. You know, I'm just excited to have 1,250 people all together celebrating what we do for our community. So, you know, choosing a moment, well, of course, look, Barry Manilow is performing. I mean, come on, really? And he's orchestrated the most brilliant show, and it's not his normal show. He's actually put together a very special show just for DAP to celebrate our 40th anniversary.
We're talking with Dr. Frank Figueroa, DAP Health Board member, and one of the honorees tonight. Frank, what does tonight mean to you?
Tonight means to me the representation of the work that I've done for my community, the work that I'm still going to be doing for my community as one of the newer board members on DAP Health and a former Borrego Health board member. I'm looking at what's the future, but also the work that I've done to ensure that people in the Eastern Coachella Valley, people that were part of the Borrego Health system, still continue to have access seamlessly, and we're here to celebrate them and celebrate what's to come for those patients that we have at DAP Health now.
We talked a lot about the East Valley and their very specific and unique needs. Talk to me a little bit about what are those challenges that side of the valley is facing that might be a little bit different than the west side of the valley?
I think some of it has to do with access and in language, and knowing that we're there to be able to provide those services, knowing that our clinics are there to provide that service, and a lot of people, you know, we need to be able to get out to them, get that outreach, and be able to come bring them into the doors to the health centers that we have out there in the Eastern Coachella Valley. And also, just the healthcare needs, knowing what the farm workers need is important.
So give us a wish. You can have a wish for the next 40 years. What do you want to see this organization accomplish?
I want to, my wish in the next 40 years is making sure that health access is equitable, it's accessible, and everyone's able to feel comfortable coming to make sure that their health and they're able to live healthy for the rest of their lives.
Thank you, that's amazing. Enjoy the night.
Thank you.
All right. Here on the blue carpet with Mark Adams. He's previously chaired the Chase Awards, and he's joined tonight with his husband, Tyler. How are you doing tonight?
We're great. We're just so happy to be here, all of these beautiful people out to support DAP Health, and we're here 100%. The sky is cleared, and looking forward to tonight.
So you're an honoree this evening because you have a very long history with DAP Health. In fact, you helped with the acquisition of the now Barbara Keller Love Building. How did you get connected to the organization?
You know, this was back in the 90s, and you know, I just really wanted to do something that could be impactful in this community, and this organization was at the time small. It had a long road ahead of it, and a lot of us got together, a number of my friends, and just decided that we wanted to do what we could possibly do, and I'm just glad I can do it. And so the organization's amazing today. You know, the services that it provides, going into primary care, the acquisition of Borrego Health, it's just phenomenal. And I'm overwhelmed, and I think the staff and all the volunteers and supporters here should be so proud.
With Susan Unger, one of tonight's honorees and a long-standing champion of DAP Health. Susan, you're being honored tonight for your leadership and your support of DAP Health. Talk to me about how you got involved with the organization.
I originally got involved with DAP Health 20 years ago, so the most recent half of its amazing 40-year history. And my first role was actually as a board member, but since then I've been a volunteer, I've been a consultant, And as I know we've talked about before, I had the opportunity to design and launch and manage an incredible community health campaign called Get Tested Coachella Valley.
And Get Tested Coachella Valley really changed how people get health care in the Valley. Talk to me about what the impact of that program was.
I think that Get Tested Coachella Valley, in effect, did change how healthcare is delivered here in our region, because it was all about bringing HIV testing to people where they are, whether that was at a food bank or at a fancy event or a senior center. And in a 3-year period, we were actually able to test over 80,000 individuals and really eliminate the stigma of getting tested. Because when people are united around the concept of public health, it breaks through all barriers. And I think it makes people realize that we're all in this together, that viruses don't discriminate.
Joined by DAP Health Board Chair Patrick Jordan. He's one of the honorees tonight. Patrick, talk to me about how you got involved with DAP Health. You've been a longtime supporter.
I started actually with the AIDS Walk, I think back in 2007 or 2008, wanting to do something for our community, and then really started to learn more about, as it was, Desert AIDS Project then, now, and now DAP Health, and all the services that they do and that we do. And it was inspirational to me, and I've been involved ever since, and I joined the board in 2011.
And what does it mean to you tonight? You've been a chair of this event many times. What does it mean to you to be one of the honorees chosen this evening to represent the entire community?
It's very humbling. And I'm not one for a shiny statue or plaque or anything, but I'm very proud of DAP Health. I'm proud of our employees, staff, and all the volunteers, and most importantly, our board of directors, who are all volunteers. So that kind of stuff makes me just sing. So that's what makes me happy.
So the organization is celebrating 40 years of protecting and expanding healthcare. If you had a wish for the organization's next 40 years, what might it be?
That would be to have health equity for all. And certainly in our region, and our model of healthcare to expand actually to other organizations throughout the United States that's stigma-free, that allows access to all human beings.
That's it. Enjoy your evening, and congratulations again on your honor.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm joined by DAP Health Vice Board Chair Lori Kibbe tonight. Lori, you look beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are leading an important effort right now called Women of Impact.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that effort?
So we're looking to ensure that the women of the community here get outstanding medical care. We already have good care, and we want to expand it to make sure that we have all the wraparound services that DAP Health is well known for. And we're expanding that to all the women that we now serve through all of our clinics.
Talk to me about the specific challenges that women face accessing healthcare in our valley.
Well, the truth of the matter is, nationwide, women have not been the topic of healthcare. They've not been the topic of research that's been done, and to be honest, when they have concerns, it's dismissed as not important. So that is changing nationally. Even President Biden has designated money for increased research for women in healthcare. I don't know that it's unique here, it's a nationwide problem, and we're going to focus on it here in the Valley.
And if somebody wanted more information or to get involved with Women Impact, where would they go to learn that?
So go to the DAP Health site, dap.org, health.org, and there's a Women of Impact page, and they can learn more about us. They can sign up to come to an event. We have an Impact Hour every month at Central Medical Clinic in Cathedral City, where we talk about the care that we provide for women.
I'm with one of tonight's honorees receiving the Community Legacy Award, Andy Linsky. He's got a long history with DAP Health. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great, Stephen.
Talk to me about your history, because it goes way, way back with the organization. How did you get involved with DAP Health?
You know, I just moved here from Los Angeles, and after 6 months of sort of healing myself, I decided to go volunteer. And I volunteered at the front desk and loved it to death, and eventually wrote a training manual. And that was 35 years ago. And I was probably a lot younger than the average volunteer was at that time. And Bill Smith, who was the executive director at the time, asked me to go on the board. So in 1990, I was elected onto the board of directors.
You've seen a lot of change in the organization over those last 40 years. Is there a program or a project that the organization has undertaken that was most exciting or that you're most proud of?
Well, boy, there's so many of them actually, and it's hard to keep track, but every step of the way has been handled so beautifully. I'm particularly proud of the Partners for Life program, which I co-created, and I love the fact that we're in the building that we're in. The campus is something that was a bit of a miracle. The owners of the building only wanted to lease it to us, but as a realtor I said, no, we have to have an option to purchase. And they figured, well, an AIDS organization couldn't possibly get the money together. And we did, thanks to John Braun, who was the executive director and my guest here tonight. And he got the financing together, and off we went.
I'm joined by DAP Health's Chief Operating Officer, Karina Velasquez, formerly with Borrego Health, joined DAP Health during the acquisition, and she's going to be taking the stage tonight. Talk to me about what are you looking forward to this evening?
This evening, I'm looking forward to celebrating. I mean, the acquisition took place about 6-7 months ago. There is so much support from just the people here, donors, community members, partners. I'm really looking forward to celebrating all that we've accomplished and all that we're going to accomplish in the months and years to come.
For people who don't know, Borrego Health had a very different patient population than DAP Health, and it's really expanded the reach of the organization. What is the biggest change in your opinion?
Oh, the biggest change. I think right now the biggest change is re-educating the community that now that we're together as one, we're actually complementing one another with our services and expanding those services. We haven't leaned one way or the other, right? We're really taking the best of both worlds. What DAP does so well and so great with the community they've served in wraparound services, partnered with all of the services Borrego Health has and continues to have in all of our spaces. I think re-educating that not only are we here, we're stronger than ever, and we're larger in terms of services and assistance that we can provide to the community.
I'm joined by Michelle Finney, CEO of Desert Care Network. Of course, Desert Care Network is the presenting sponsor of the Chase this year. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing fabulous. This is one of my favorite events. Ever since I've lived in Palm Springs, I've been here every single year, and it just keeps getting better, and better.
Desert Care Network is the presenting sponsor of this evening's event. Talk to me about why was it important for you to support the event in such a big way?
Well, Desert Care Network is a facility that takes care of all people from all walks of life, and we have always been impressed with the services that have been offered by DAP Health and the way DAP Health embraces all people and really looks to improve the quality of life as well as quality of health.
The organization has a long history of supporting DAP Health. You also recently announced a $2.5 million gift to support the affordable housing complex on the campus of DAP Health in Palm Springs. Talk to me a little bit about why that was important to you.
So it was a real pleasure to step up and do a $2.5 million sponsorship for DAP Health for Sunrise Vista 2. You know, in this community and in our emergency room and in the hospital, we see the need every single day. And so to have this opportunity to really assist the unhoused and those that are going through difficult time was just a natural fit and just something we needed to do.
Right. Joined by Tori St. John's, one of tonight's honorees. How are you tonight?
I'm really good, thank you. So honored. It's such a special evening to be here. And everyone looks so beautiful.
You're getting an award. What does it mean to get an award as a Community Legacy honoree?
It's very, very special to me because thinking back over the times when with HIV and AIDS when I started doing this, there wasn't really much treatment. There wasn't places people could go and be helped. And now so many advances have happened because of HIV and AIDS. And DAP Health now is that health equity. Everybody can get health care. Everybody. It's just so wonderful that so much help and so many, good things are going to happen.
So you're being honored tonight for your volunteerism, but you're also being honored because in today's world, you really are focused on students. Talk to me about the work that you do.
So Safe Schools Desert Cities has, we have 53 GSAs, Gay Straight Alliance clubs. And so that kids can know that they're loved, that they're special, that they're worthwhile. We have all kinds of great activities, and prom's coming up. Prom will be May. Harvey Milk is the 9th. There'll be 100 kids from Desert Sands Unified School District here. The very next night is prom at the Air Museum. And then camp is in June. And so we're all off to help with LGBT leaders and go to leadership camp the middle of June. It's very special.
Thanks for coming up here and talking with us. It's such an honor. You are a legend in this community.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm joined by Keisha D, of course, best known for her amazing singing voice, but she's one of the honorees tonight at the Steve Chase Awards. Congratulations. How are you?
I'm doing great, and thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited.
What does it mean to you tonight to be one of the chosen to get an award?
Well, honestly, it means freedom, that I am up and running, and my health is kicking back so well. It means a lot to my family. It means a lot to my friends. It means everything. It really does.
And is there something that you're looking forward to most this evening at this gala?
I'm looking forward to just seeing everybody here honoring this wonderful event. I mean, I would not be here if it wasn't for DAP, and it wasn't for, David and Michael bringing me here and saying they will help you, and they did. So I'm thrilled.
Well, you help a lot of people with your scholarship program, of course, for students.
Yes.
And so congratulations tonight. Thank you for joining us on the blue carpet.
Thank you for having me.
I'm joined by the mayor of Palm Springs, the Honorable Jeffrey Bernstein. How are you, sir?
I'm doing terrific on a night like this.
We're celebrating 40 years of DAP Health, and talk to me a little bit about your connection, because I know you're a very long-term supporter of the organization.
Yeah, I actually started supporting the organization a decade or two before I moved to Palm Springs with a different organization that I worked with, and we helped give funds to Desert AIDS Project and create programs. So when I came here, I was somewhat familiar with it, and there's not a lot of AIDS organizations that have gone for 40 years, and now it's transformed into something so much bigger.
Of course, you're focused on the city of Palm Springs and changing the health and wellness of everyone who lives in your community. How does DAP Health play a role in that?
Well, it's been integral. And one of the best things that they have done is to really focus on housing, because you can't have good health without good housing. But also they've broadened the scope from HIV and AIDS to the full community and really the full valley now and beyond.
Do you have a wish that you have for the organization in the next 40 years of its history?
I hope that a lot of the AIDS issues are cured, but that what they're dealing with and building up health in the community and housing, that they continue and others follow their example.
Thank you for joining us on the blue carpet. I'm joined by Carolyn Caldwell. She's the hospital president at St. Mary Medical Center in Long Beach, California, and of course a long-term supporter of DAP Health, a former board member, and a very long-term attendee at the Steve Chase Humanitarian Awards. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing wonderful this evening, and I'm still a board member of DAP. I was off for a year and came back. It's just, this organization means so much to me, and I've been involved really since I've been in Palm Springs since 2012.
So you've been honored at this awards ceremony before. What does that feel like for tonight's honorees? Can you tell me what it feels like to take the stage and accept an award?
I can only imagine what they're feeling, because I was honored in 2016 for a 100 Women's Award, and it just meant so much to me to be honored by an organization that does so much in this community and really has done so much for over 40 years, caring for people in our community.
You've been in healthcare most of your profession. Is there a hope or a wish that you have for healthcare in general or DAP Health in the next 40 years?
I think what I have for DAP Health and for healthcare in general is that equality in healthcare and equity. And I think DAP Health, with their acquisition of Borrego Health, is definitely on their way, because healthcare should not depend on what zip code you live in, your race, your gender. It should be equal for all individuals, and that is my hope for healthcare, and I think DAP is well on their way to achieving that.
I love that wish. I hope it comes true. Thanks for joining us on the blue carpet. Long support she's had for the organization. A former board member, she's chaired this event, and she's really helped shape the Chase in its 30-year history, making it what it is tonight. Terry, I just have to say congratulations. Can you just tell me a little bit, what does it mean to you? I mean, you've been involved with this organization for so long, 40 years. What does tonight mean?
It's been a part of my life since I moved here, actually, and which is 30 years ago almost. And I don't know, I've watched the growth, I've watched the changes, and I'm so proud. I'm proud of what David Brinkman and the board have done. It was my honor to be on the board for almost 10 years, and we did some exciting things. And now with the Borrego Springs and 18 new clinics and 120,000 clients I think they're going to be up to, it's quite different from when I started in 2011, I think.
I'm joined by Michael Kiner, one of tonight's honorees. He actually knew Steve Chase, who is the namesake of tonight's event. How are you doing, sir?
I'm wonderful. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. This is so exciting. 30 years of the Chase, 40 years of DAP Health. Talk to me about how you got involved with the organization.
Well, I was involved early on, when actually through Steve, I'm an architect. I worked on the Desert AIDS project when they moved to Vela Road, did the space planning, worked on the medical center, ended up on the board, got involved with the galas. But Steve was a rainmaker. He made things happen, and I was happy to be around and happy to help.
What did Steve teach you about just giving back in general? I mean, he's so well known for how he thought about just the physical surroundings and how they can benefit a patient's life.
Well, I think the big thing that I learned from Steve is that everyone, regardless of their income or social position, needed to have health care and to live in dignity, and unfortunately in those days to die in dignity as well.
So you have a long-standing relationship with this organization celebrating 40 years. Do you have a hope for DAP Health in the next 40 years, maybe something you'd love to see it accomplish?
Well, you know, in the last 30 years or 40 years, what DAP has accomplished has been incredible. We never would have imagined that we would be where we are today. So if we even do half of that in the next 40 years, it'll be just phenomenal. So my hope is that we continue to provide quality health care for the community and that we continue to show compassion and love for each other.
Joined by DAP Health board member Scott Nevins, a huge advocate for the Palm Springs community. Scott, you've chaired this event before. What does it feel like this night as people are getting ready to go in? What's going through the minds of the co-chairs?
I can say for me right now, I'm so relaxed, having no responsibility. I get to come here and just enjoy and celebrate this great organization. But for the co-chairs, a million things are going through their head. They're thinking about their speeches. They're thinking about, everyone who's going to get up, how everything flows. But honestly, they've worked so hard on it. They've got it down pat. Yeah. We're inside this year, which paid off, thanks to Mother Nature. And it's always a beautiful night with beautiful people for a great organization. Yeah.
So you're not only involved with DAP Health, you're involved with a lot of local community organizations, and you've got a very unique point of view. Talk to me about how does DAP Health fit into this puzzle of wellness and vibrancy in the Palm Springs community?
I was thinking about that as I was getting ready. I think I've been involved with DAP for 20 years. Then I became a board member, and then I started getting more involved in the community, and I realized that DAP is sort of the central heartbeat of the community because, healthcare is everything. It's housing, it's food, it's all the things that people rely on that we provide. And now with the expansion with Borrego, it's become a whole... this is the wrong word, but conglomerate, this whole huge thing that we now have, that we are responsible for the well-being of so many of our neighbors. And it's so overwhelming in one sense and so beautiful in another. And I think there's no one better to do it than DAP.
Joined by Charles Robbins, a community leader here in Palm Springs. Of course, the dress code for the Chase is creative formal, and as you can see, he took that note seriously. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're doing fabulous, thank you.
You've been a leader in the LGBT community for most of your career. Talk to me about why organizations like DAP Health are so important.
DAP Health stands for health justice and humanity. And that's what we need in this world. Their work going back 30 years, being in the vanguard moment of HIV/AIDS crisis, and continuing that work till today and growing and expanding is so important. And the fact that they still lead with community, it's remarkable and heartwarming. And as a Palm Springs resident, you know that their work is meaningful, conscientious, considerate, and compassionate.
You're involved with a lot of organizations. Talk to me about how the puzzle pieces fit together. DAP Health is one of the pieces. It has to work with other organizations. How does that happen, and why is it so important?
Yeah, I've been in the LGBT movement for 30 years, and believe it or not, and it's so important to have collaboration across communities and across organizations. So whether it's with the LGBT Center of the Desert, or Find Food Bank, or any of the child welfare programs, transgender equality program. It's just so important to have a sense of community and to be able to refer people for services so that everybody, it's kind of like whole person care. Right. Everybody's getting everything, and that's the essence of DAP.
I love it. Now, you two have been a long-time supporter of DAP Health. Why is it important to you? Why do you choose to support the organization?
Oh, the work that it does for the community, and not only now in Palm Springs, but so much of the valley is incredible. And we want to be able to give back and to support organizations like DAP Health that really are providing the service, a valuable service to the community.
And we supported the Orange Clinic, the sexual health clinic, and that's really, for us, an important aspect of HIV prevention and treatment is getting tested, getting treated.
That's right. You know what? The arrivals are happening fast and furious now. This event is sold out, and it's celebrating DAP Health's 40 years of protecting and expanding healthcare access for our community. I'm joined tonight by DAP Health CEO David Brinkman. David, congratulations on a sold-out event.
Thank you so much. I'm elated for the community support year after year.
Talk to me a little bit. This is 40 years of expanding and protecting healthcare access. What does that mean to you as the CEO of this organization?
It means to me that there is a need that is yet to be met, and we live in a community that wants to meet that need. When we all come together, we can do miraculous things.
Talking a little bit about the community, you chose 9 honorees this year to represent the entire community that supported and helped lead the organization during its history. Why was that choice so important to you?
Because it's such a diverse community. It's been so many years of work, and to mark the 40th year, you couldn't do that with just one person, and so we found 9 wonderful philanthropists, humanitarians, people who are committed to our mission to represent this milestone.
You're giving a really anticipated keynote address tonight at this event. What's the main message that you hope attendees take home with them tonight after they listen to you?
For everybody who walks through our doors, we want to improve their health and advance their human rights. That's our key message.
40 years, it's a very proud, long history. How is the organization using that history to inform its future?
The history of starting during the AIDS crisis with no effective medications and a very stigmatized disease has taught us what it takes to be successful when it comes to providing wraparound services that not only address illness, but also address discrimination and barriers to health care. Today we apply what we learned at our very beginning.